Hey, you guys are listening to Malcolm on Muckleash's podcast. Today is January 1st, man, so Happy New Year's, everybody. I hope you have a good night tonight, and like I always say, no drinking and driving, and I know you're probably going to anyways, but just be careful, man. Don't get caught by the stadies. Okay, tonight we have a guitar player, singer-songwriter. Barney has no last name. That's the guy over there that has the blotted out face and the blotted out Pantera sweater.
Aneen.
All right, we're going to ask a couple questions from Barney tonight. He is a guitar player, and I just wanted to open up with when and why did you start playing guitar, buddy?
Because it was there. There was always a guitar in my house. I was probably about 13 and had really nothing else to do. Sault Ste. Marie, there's really not much to do, so I picked up the guitar and just started messing with it.
How old were you when you picked up the guitar, though, man?
13. I said
13,
that already.
Yeah. Wow, 1990.
At least.
What was I doing in 1990?
Probably dancing to the New Kids on the Block.
Probably.
Putting together
sporting
probably putting together a girl group.
Trying to rock it out. That was my phase from like rap, like the old rap, into like rock, and then that's when the grunge hit. Man, you missed it. You were just too small.
Yeah, I was into grunge. Alice in Chains, one of my favorite of all time.
There you go, man.
Lane Staley, one of my favorite singers of all time. I did like rap though too, especially from the 90s. I'm sure you did too.
I did too. Awesomely.
Like 2 Live Crew and such.
2 Live Crew.
NWA.
Yeah. All right, man, that's cool. Okay, so besides the guitar, what other instruments do you play?
Currently, I play drums. I got a mandolin. Been learning that. Just guitar, mandolin, and drums right now. Bass guitar. That's a guitar too, so I kind of don't count it as a separate instrument.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, hanging out at your place too. That you just bought a house that has a pretty sweet setup in your basement there for your own studio. Yeah, we enjoy ourselves down there too, playing guitars and playing drums and everything, and trying to learn some cover tunes. So
it's been a while since you've been there too. We should
I know.
probably practice again sometimes.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm starting this new thing called podcast.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. I hope you could be there. Just get a little pitch in there.
Yeah, I read about it on the interweb. Figured I'd come and check it out.
So, like,
figured if Wayne Cosia does it, I gotta do it.
Yeah, well, he's famous now, right?
Yeah,
it's a new thing to do.
Yeah, we got to do it before he's gone and famous and everything, and forgetting the little people.
Before he's out in Hollywood.
Mark your calendars.
Directing porn.
Yeah, directing traffic.
I've seen better film on teeth.
That's terrible, man. Okay, let's get back to you, dude. So down in your basement, we're playing these tunes and everything, and playing cover songs. What was your very first cover song that you ever played, like that you learned on guitar? Everybody has one.
It's probably the standard "Smoke on the Water." Everybody does that one. It's one of the simplest guitar parts ever, and I can't even remember how to play it.
Dude, I guess I'm a more soft kind of person, because mine was like Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
right,
no,
mine.
Mine was "Smoke on the Water," probably that,
Yeah.
or like fucking "Enter Sandman" or something. Oh, I didn't even ask. Can I swear?
Yeah, you could swear.
Oh, fuck right. Yeah, cool. Cocksucker. Other first song, when I first started playing, I played a lot of Megadeth songs too.
Right.
I was a huge Megadeth fan when I first started playing guitar.
The huge Megadeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Megadeth had a lot of good riffs.
Right. All right. So, I would guess, like listening to Megadeth and everything. Was it the guitar that you were really listening to? Was it the singing? Was it the drums?
Guitar and the drums.
Was
mainly,
the guitar and drums? Yeah.
Mainly.
Okay.
I'm a metal fan, so the guitar and the drums are the coolest part, I think.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, even if they have a bad singer and they got cool riffs and awesome drums, I'll still like the song, even if the singing's horrible.
When you first learn how to play guitar and first played instruments, you don't have that access to, people today now have access to the internet to learn how to play songs and teach themselves. How'd you learn how to play on your own?
To learn by ear. It's like the dying art. Yeah, nobody has to do that anymore because you can just look up tab in a second. Makes it 10 times easier and faster to learn songs, but you still lose that skill to listen to something and know what chord it is. Like, a lot of people don't have that anymore because of it. It's a lot of repetitive listening to it over and over again and realizing what chord it is, because you're going to have to sit there and play every chord until you find the right one.
Right.
So it's just a lot of bullshit listening to the same song a million times, which you got to do anyways if you ever want to learn it right.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you spend all that time trying to learn those songs, constantly playing over and over again.
And it sounds like I'm bashing tab, but I'm not, because it speeds up the process a lot more. You know what I mean? Instead of sitting there trying to figure out a song, you can just look at it and look at the tab and learn it in a second, you know?
Bash and tab is another terminology that man whores use.
Bash and tab.
So
is Taming Strange.
But to add on to that, like, if you're sitting there constantly listening to that song and you're constantly repeating that song, does it ever come to a point where it's like, well,
where you don't even like the song anymore?
Exactly.
Yeah, I've done that a bunch of times. But, well, if I like a song, I can listen to it 2 million times and I'll still like it. Some songs are just that good, you know? Especially if you, want to learn it.
Right.
Like, have you ever heard a song and, I want to learn that song? You know what I mean?
Right. And for me, I kind of learned off the internet myself. I didn't do it by ear, which kind of sucks. I wish I would have. But
it just takes practice. I mean, if you listen to a lot of music eventually you'll hear something on the radio or something you want to learn, and it's like, that sounds like an A chord. And it's just repeating it over and over again, repetition.
Yeah, that's an art form I really like to get into and start doing a lot more of instead of reading. I
started
tabs.
to learn how to read music, like real sheet music, and that's really hard. That's not like tab at all.
Right. Yeah.
But this one guy taught me a trick about it. It's every good boy deserves fudge. And
terminology for man horse.
Yeah.
This guy taught me a trick.
Well, no, it runs up the note scale.
Right.
E, B, G, or whatever. Every good boy deserves fudge, and it goes up the thing. Right? And he can't get his mind out of the gutter. That's all I think about. It's like, fudge, sorry, yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Is that fudge getting packed? And the other one is face, so yeah.
Fudge face.
Yeah, F-A-C-E, yeah.
I tried learning that from that myself, and I don't know, in actuality it just really confused the hell out of me, but if I'd spent more time with it, I definitely know I can get it.
If someone explains it to you, you'll get it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. I thought it confused me too at first until someone actually showed me what everything was, whole notes and quarter notes and all that.
Right.
And just stupid shit like that. It's not that hard once someone explains it to you. It's like anything else.
By the way, I'm probably gonna edit that shit out. He's all scared like, oh fuck.
I don't care. You want to talk gay prostitution? Let's do it.
Let's do it. There was one more question I wanted to ask you. Like in the 90s and stuff like that, when you started playing, guitars and everything, you probably, joined a band and everything. Did you ever have those battle of the bands and all those stuff like at high school and that?
Yeah, I actually played a high school battle of the bands, and they quit having them 2 years after we did it.
This is too raunch or what?
Well, my birthday was the night before.
Oh yeah.
And I ended up I was 19, so I went to Canada the night before. I just turned 19, and they sent me to the principal's office because I smell like alcohol. I was like, I wasn't drinking. It's from the night before.
Right.
So we still played it, and a bunch of other drama went down. So they didn't have it the next year.
Oh, that sucks.
That was the only Battle of the Bands I think I've been in. No, wait, we had the one at the corner pub too when I played with Scofflaw, and that was probably one of the better ones.
Right.
Yeah, when we played outside on the parking lot.
Right. Yeah. So those pretty much are the only kind of competitions.
Music's not a competition. It should never be a competition. So I kind of disagree with Battle of the
Listen to
Bands.
this guy. It's not recognition until you receive something, buddy.
Yeah, it's not art. It's not art until someone pays for it. Right?
Oh shit. Let's see. What other questions do I want to ask you? Oh. Okay, so you told me that, earlier in the interview that you learned how to play guitar and everything, and your family learned how to play guitar and that. Okay, so with the younger ones that are growing up now, that, your nieces and nephews and everybody, are you teaching them how to play guitar now, man?
My nephew wants to play the drums, and I encourage that every chance I get. I let him play my drums and stuff because he just bangs away on it and has fun at it. But guitar-wise, I just don't have the patience to teach anybody how to play the guitar.
Yeah, because you learn yourself the same. Yeah. I'm the same way. It's hard to
frustrated.
Teach someone. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're just like, just put your finger there and do that, and that's not a teacher shouldn't do that.
Yeah. And sometimes I think that like playing guitar and bass and piano and everything, yeah, sure you could learn from somebody else, but sometimes I think you either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And
rhythm-wise, anyway.
Rhythm-wise, right. So, I mean, the more and more you practice, it kind of feels like you actually earned to play the way you play.
Yeah, and pay your dues, I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
splitting
hard.
Your fingers open and bleeding on,
And then you go with a first-time guitar player, and they're just like, I could only do like 5 minutes because my fingers are bleeding, right? So.
Oh, God, I've never played with anybody like that.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even be in a band at that point yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, even drummers too. Like, I mean, from experience, like.
Oh, I've played with a lot of bad drummers. But
hopefully, I'm not one of them.
No, I mean, people just starting out, but that's how drummers get better is by playing with other people.
Get the rhythm right.
Yeah,
and work on their timing.
All about is the connection of everybody that's playing.
Right.
That they're all on the same page, all doing the same thing.
Sure.
You got 3 or 4 people doing something completely different. It's gonna sound like a mess.
The 12th note.
The brown note.
The add on to Malcolm's question, that you said you started out playing guitar and teaching yourself. How hard was, or any difficulty transitioning from guitar to bass and to drums, like you said?
Well, I started out on acoustic, which I recommend anybody does because they're a lot harder to play. So when you do get on electric, it seems like you're better already, just because it's easier to fret. Your fingers get chewed up and you build calluses up faster. And the bass is kind of a fluke. I went to a party and there's people playing and there was a bass just sitting there with nobody playing it, so I hopped on it. So I'll give it a shot. And bass strings are pretty thick gauge too, so they do chew up your fingers, so I did have to get used to that and build up calluses for that. Drums, I mean, they've always just been around when I've played in bands, and I've always just wanted to jump on them and beat on them because it just seemed funner to play than guitar.
Right.
All right, cool, man. Can you play a little something, man, for us? Like just a little something. I'll hold my mic there and everything, and I just like to kind of end a podcast with everybody's talent, so it'd be kind of cool, man.
Your guitar in tune. All right, this
should be.
Song I wrote when I was beating my dog.
That's nice stuff. You've been listening to Malcolm on Muckleash's podcast. Again, an old Merry Christmas.
Word up.
Yeah. Happy New Year. Hopefully everybody had a good time and everything tonight. Check out the podcast every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I have interesting people on all the time. Again, this is Barney, has no last name. And he'd like to keep it that way.